Right now at 5, putting U.S. troops inside Iran, what the president is now saying.
Plus, why a popular lacrosse store is closing up.
Watching WKBT Lacrosse, this is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Developing news in the Iran war. Hundreds of U.S. special forces are now in the Middle East.
It comes as President Trump threatens to invade Iran. CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House.
U.S. Central Command shared images of sailors and Marines aboard the USS Tripoli arriving in the Middle East over the weekend, part of a buildup of U.S. forces.
It's the job of the Pentagon to create maximum optionality for the commander-in-chief. It does not mean the president has made any additional decisions.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president is weighing all options but prefers diplomacy.
Their best move is to make a deal, or else the United States Armed Forces has capabilities beyond their wildest imagination, and the president is not afraid to use them.
Fire erupted at this Israeli oil refinery Monday as the fighting continues, while President Trump insists the U.S. is making progress with discussions.
It's a new group of people that we've never dealt with before, that are acting very reasonable. It is truly regime change.
But he warned if a deal is not reached, the U.S. will obliterate all of Iran's electric generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, the key hub for the country's oil exports.
Sources tell CBS News the deployment of special forces gives President Trump options, including taking oil from Karg Island or seizing Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium.
But on Capitol Hill, Democrats and a growing number of Republicans say they're opposed to a ground operation.
The last thing we want to do is put troops on the ground. It's something I do not support.
Newly released images appear to show damage to a U.S. radar aircraft during Friday's strike on an airbase in Saudi Arabia, which also wounded a dozen U.S. troops. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Putting U.S. troops inside Iran is our News 8 poll. 83% think it's a bad idea. 16% support it.
Sentencing day for a lacrosse man guilty of child sexual exploitation. Donovan Cadogan will spend 18 years behind bars and an additional 12 years of supervision. Police found more than 3,500 photos of suspected child pornography in Cadogan's possession. This is his second related conviction. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison back in 2001. Police are formally charging an Eau Claire teacher accused of sexually assaulting 2 students. Nadia Horn allegedly admitting to sexual relations with 2 male North High School students where she worked as a special education and world studies teacher. The school has suspended Horn without pay. She's out on a $15,000 cash bond. She faces up to 40 years in prison if convicted.
Wisconsin Supreme Court candidate Judge Chris Taylor making a stop in La Crosse. It's part of her Protecting Our Rights and Freedoms tour. She's traveling across the state ahead of the election on April 7th. Taylor is taking on Judge Maria Lazar. They're vying for Justice Rebecca Bradley's seat, who didn't seek re-election.
I have had a 30-year legal career committed to protecting people's rights and freedoms, and as a judge, making sure that all Wisconsinites have equal justice under the law.
The Supreme Court candidate also making a stop in Eau Claire tonight.
The Bin store is closing its doors tomorrow.
Yeah, the store is at Valley View Mall. It gives second chances to formerly incarcerated individuals. At its peak, 90% of DeBin's staff had criminal backgrounds. The store has been operating in the mall for nearly 2 years.
In Wisconsin, mixed news for maple farmers. News 8 Now's Grace Monk explains.
Maple tapping season in Wisconsin is coming to an end, and local maple farmers in Vernon County say the season was successful. Maple trees require moisture from snowfall and freezing temps at night in order to produce sap. In recent years, Wisconsin has seen warmer weather and little snow, but farmers say that wasn't the case this year.
We had more rain coming into the season, and we had a couple sizable snow events. And so we started tapping in early February, and throughout the whole month of March, we collected sap and boiled down a little over 800 gallons of organic maple syrup.
But despite the boost in production, there's still concerns about the longevity of maple tapping in southwestern Wisconsin. Warmer winters could decrease the amount of sugar in maple trees, cutting the region out of Wisconsin's sugar maple range altogether. Reporting in Cashton, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
The push is on to end the state's mandatory emission testing. Lawmakers, State Representative Bob Donovan and Congressman Tom Tiffany are behind it. Bill backers say the 40-year-old program is outdated and lacks clear evidence of its impact. Tiffany, a candidate for governor, wants to talk to officials in Illinois and Indiana to confront cross-state emissions.
Well, you've seen it in the videos today. Tons of sunshine, and it was darn right comfortable out there. Does it continue this week, Greg?
Nope.
Oh.
That's the easiest answer. Nope, it's not. It's coming to an end here. We have storms for tonight, a few storms possibly late tonight and tomorrow. Then we have a lot of activity going on Wednesday night and Thursday, and this is going to involve ice and snow. So we have a winter event coming through. Winter is making a return, and it really doesn't have much of a break. We also have heavy rainfall potential with this going into Thursday, too. And there's another system even beyond this, too, to deal with, too. So this was pretty much the last day you're going to see these temperatures, at least until next week. We almost got to a record just shy. 80 was a record for La Crosse, 79, pretty close, 74 and 78 for Eau Claire, so not quite up there. Currently, right now, we're still in the 70s, high cirrus clouds overall, a south wind, very dry out there, too. The atmosphere is dry, and that's the one thing that's preventing a lot of thunderstorms from happening. We're expected to see not much activity for La Crosse this evening. I think it's further south, 63 as we get to 10 p.m. So still very quiet conditions, too. And Eau Claire, similar. Cloud cover will increase, but it should be quiet, too. Coming up later, we'll explain where you might see some of the thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow, and then how much ice potential there is going into Wednesday night and Thursday coming up later.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Well, the city's yard waste and brush site is now open.
Yeah, you need a $25 seasonal permit sticker to use it. You can get it from City Hall, and the site accepts yard, food, and brush waste.
Because I don't like them laying on my boulevard, especially at the end of the year. You know, sometimes they don't get them all picked up, and then they sit there all winter, and before they can come and clean them up, it kind of kills your grass a little bit. So I haul them as I get them.
Operating hours are Saturday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4, Monday through Tuesday, 10 a.m. to 6.
And Eau Claire's green waste facility will open April 1st. That's on Jeffers Road. You need a $50 season pass. The facility takes brush, grass clippings, and leaves.
Up next, the TSA is finally getting paid. SP, what does this mean for those long airport lines?
Plus, Costco's new plan to get you out of the store in just 10 seconds.
Tomorrow on News 8 Now this morning, the future of flying cars may be closer than you think. We'll have that and more in our consumer news. And Art says it's an alert day with snow on the way. Those details at 5 a.m.
It's hot and your air conditioner quits. Now what? With Amana's 99-year unit warranty, you never have to worry. Flox Heating and Air Conditioning is here when you need us. Call Flox Heating and Air Conditioning today and keep cool this summer.
Find happiness. Find something familiar and new. Find connection. Find culture. Find community. Find yourself at the La Crosse Symphony.
Get your tickets now for Hollywood Treasures on April 11th, sponsored by ISG at lacrossesymphony.org.
At Toma Health, we're committed to providing comprehensive orthopedic surgery from expert providers.
I'm Mike Borchers. I'm from Toma, Wisconsin. I was having problems with my right hip, so the last resort was to be able to have a hip replacement. With Dr. Yenny, we replaced it on the 12th of June, and I'm very happy with the outcome.
Learn more about orthopedic surgery and rehab at tomahealth.org.
Toma Health offers quality orthopedic care to our community.
Crispy chicken sandwiches are on sale for $3.99 and 8-piece bone-in chicken only $9.99. We got you covered. Quick Trip.
Freedom is the ability to choose the path that makes you happy. When you need a truck to get you from the job site to the campsite, Drive your story with a new Ram
or a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Stop in now to get a brand new Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Fiat, or Chrysler. Whether it's for work or play, we've got the vehicle for you. We have a wide selection of every model. Nothing beats getting in the driver's seat. So stop in today. Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
Do you want to hear something really cool? This is the Amana S Series. Cool and efficient on the inside, quiet on the outside. Enjoy your outdoor space. Contact Flox Heating and Air Conditioning today.
The Supreme Court is hearing a case on birthright citizenship Wednesday. President Trump is trying to change it with an executive order. He doesn't want it to apply to babies born in the U.S. to undocumented immigrants. Critics argue changing birthright citizenship would be logistically challenging.
TSA workers finally getting some relief after missing 2 full paychecks, and President Trump.
Potential signs of progress at the nation's busiest airports after weeks of chaos. TSA officers are finally starting to get paid.
They should be paid, need to be paid, and we need to get things back up and running.
Late Friday, President Trump signed a memorandum redirecting funds to pay TSA as security lines at some major hubs stretched for 3 or more hours.
Ensuring that these federal workers who perform critical public safety responsibilities can feed their families, pay their rent, and show up to work is something the president was honored to do.
While the latest TSA call-out numbers have dipped slightly, they're still 5 times higher than usual, creating the long lines. And more than 500 TSA officers have quit since the shutdown began.
You pay for a priority, you can't get through priority. It's just a strain and unnecessary stress.
The House and the Senate failed to agree to a plan to fund TSA and the rest of the Department of Homeland Security before going on a 2-week break.
We want to fund Homeland Security with reforms to how ICE and Border Patrol are conducting policing.
They're blocking funding for ICE and CBP, so I think that creates frustration for our members.
Back at the airports, the Trump administration has deployed ICE agents to help with the shortage of TSA officers. The administration says they'll be there until the airports, quote, feel like they are 100%. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
More than 7 million student loan borrowers will need to seek a new plan to repay their debt after a federal court striking down the Biden-era SAVE plan. Starting July 1st, loan services will issue notices for borrowers to select a new plan, most of those with higher monthly payments. Well, Costco says your next checkout could take under 10 seconds. The chain is getting new automated self-pay stations. Here's how it will work. Employees will expedite the pre-scanning process before customers reach the register. A new survey shows that 43% of all consumers now prefer self-checkout options.
When they work. The Final Four is set. Arizona will take on Michigan, and Illinois will face UConn this Saturday over in Indianapolis. That Elite Eight game everyone is talking about was definitely Duke and UConn. Duke led the Huskies for the majority of the game by as much as 19 points at one point, but the Huskies fought all the way back, and with less than 10 seconds to go, Duke turned the ball over at midcourt, and freshman guard Braylon Mullins, the hero, drilling one from way downtown with 0.4 of a second to go.
Braylon's such a special shooter that, that's what March Madness is all about. Moments like that, players making plays and shots like that.
On the women's side, UConn and UCLA are heading to the Final Four. They await the winners from tonight's matchups between Michigan and Texas and TCU, South Carolina.
We'll have more news ahead.
But first.
Yeah, we got a few storms tonight and tomorrow, but the bigger story going forward is the winter-like conditions are going to be coming back Wednesday night and Thursday. So we'll explain all that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Spring is in the air, and your driveway is a muddy mess. Call North Central Paving today. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Say goodbye to the mess and hello to a smooth, durable driveway. Call North Central Paving today for your free estimate.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. At American Waterworks, we use modern techniques and warranted solutions to restore your peace of mind in your home. After all, your home's foundation issues won't get better with time, but it will with our proven solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
We see you out there coming up with original ideas, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know when inspiration rises, we'll have what you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Get a head start on spring savings with Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed. Now in a larger bag, get up to 15,000 square feet of trusted, effective weed defense plus lawn fertilizer for only $64.99. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
The pain was just excruciating. It would bring me to tears.
Running just means a lot to me. My feet just really, I was in pain.
And it hurt so terribly in my heels, I started like walking like a T-Rex.
I couldn't continue. I needed to go to the Good Feet store.
And I'm greeted by this gal named Mercy. She said, just try them on.
I thought, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Now that I have the Good Feet arch support, running is great.
This is the arch support for me.
I'm just telling you, I am grateful. I mean, it's real.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good Feet, good life.
When you turn 65, you're bombarded with all kinds of ads because all of a sudden you enter the world of Medicare. This can be really confusing, and you're wondering, are people trying to sell me stuff? I made a call to Strive Medicare, and they were so great because they were really advocates. They were people that I trusted that could say, here's what you need to do, and they made it simple. Find a friend that becomes an advocate that really understands what Medicare is all about and gets you in the right plan.
Call Strive Medicare today.
Spring is in the air, and your driveway is a muddy mess. Call North Central Paving today. We specialize in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installation. Say goodbye to the mess and hello to a smooth, durable driveway. Call North Central Paving today for your free estimate.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
NASA says it's ready to send 4 astronauts on a journey around the moon.
This massive rocket will get them there, launched from the same pad as the historic Apollo missions. Now, NASA's hoping to lift off on Wednesday, the start of a 6-day launch window.
How do we feel as the people that can call the moon the destination, a destination, not just something we're looking at? And it is our strong hope that this mission is the start of an era where every person on Earth can look at the moon and think of it as also a destination.
Artemis 2's crew will orbit the Earth twice on their first day, then head off for the moon, but won't stop on the moon. This is exciting. We've been covering this for quite some time. We've had delays, and hopefully everything runs smooth on April Fool's Day, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hope this isn't a prank.
I don't know who scheduled that, but maybe should have thought twice on that
know.
one. Well, in the meantime, couldn't ask for a better start to the work week, temperature-wise, sunshine-wise, but apparently not going to last too long.
Nope, as we mentioned last week, this week's definitely going to get more active, more precipitation, and colder too. So the first threat we got pretty much is mainly south of the area, but there's still a little bit of a threat of severe risk this evening. I think that's like Prairie du Chien southwards. And then tomorrow morning too, as another front, the cold front kind of slides south, there's an opportunity for a severe storm potentially along and south of I-90, and I'll show you what I mean. Hail would be the one threat, maybe tomorrow morning, small hail. This evening, if we get any storms nearby, and we're talking the Wisconsin River areas where I'm talking about, could be gusty winds, but that threat is very low, and the threat of thunderstorms is pretty low too for most of the area. Now, the other issue we're looking on is an alert day possible. That is for Wednesday night and Thursday, and really, it's a lot of ice and snow. There could be all heavy rain involved with it. Right now, there's a lot of question marks on exactly what the precipitation starts off and then ends, but I think a lot of areas will see rain Thursday. But Wednesday night or Thursday morning is really a time frame probably where we could see significant ice and snow accumulation. That also may linger into Thursday night too. So the commutes of Wednesday p.m. and Thursday a.m. might be impacted by this system right now, so we definitely got to keep an eye on that one. For the time being, here's the front that may initiate some thunderstorms. You see a little bit popping up, just some returns there into Iowa. Most of that's going to stay south. We're too dry in the atmosphere right now to see much in the way of activity, but this is going to, there'll be a difference going in tomorrow morning. That low pressure you see just off the side of the screen there, that's the one that's going to be tracking closer to our area tomorrow morning. that gives us a chance also for another round of some showers and storms. Not going to be just mainly in the morning, but that's what we're looking at right now. So there's a threat, but it's very low. Right now, a lot of cloud cover. That's really about it. Still in the 70s. It's fairly dry still out there too. Dew points and relative humidities are fairly low, so that's why it's going to be struggling to get some of this activity going. But there is that threat. Really, it's kind of outside the screen. I would say Wisconsin River area down to Madison is what you're going to look at. But we might see some of that. We'll kind of clear out tonight briefly, and then we'll see increasing clouds. You can see a little bit of showers start to come right there. This is where the thunderstorm possibility is for the morning as that low pressure gets close to us. So it'd be southwest or west of La Crosse. That time frame may be about 6 to about 9 a.m. where we might see a shower or storm come through. Small hail would be the possibility if it gets any type of severe. More showers as you go further north. This doesn't last too long. By the time we get to about 9 to 10, that threat is pretty much gone, and the rest of the day is fairly quiet too. We're not going to see much going on for Tuesday, and we go into it. Now, there's your high temperatures for tomorrow. Low temperatures tonight. Fairly mild too. Tomorrow there won't be too much of a change with the temperatures going forward. 50s too, low upper 40s. So all in all, not too bad of a day, minus the showers we had and storms that we have in the morning, but obviously much colder than we had. And then we go into Thursday, Wednesday, much colder. 40s too. This will be in the afternoon, and what the temperature looks like towards the end of the day is really critical. What we're going to look like precipitation, because we go forward. Here's all the precipitation coming forward. You can see snow, ice, everything coming up all the way to Thursday. Pretty much a lot of precipitation too with this to come forward. So that's why we have the alert day possible for these 3 days. Otherwise, we're going to get colder as we go through the end, and there's another system Friday night and Saturday night through that time frame that also could result in rain and or snow too. So it's definitely going to be a different week, and the next weekend's going to be definitely colder than we had this week too. So enjoy this Monday.
Just keep spreading the good news.
Yeah,
right.
you know, it's April and April Fool's too on Wednesday. So go figure.
I know, you're so happy about
Thanks,
it.
Mary.
All right, you're going to need this really big Easter basket for this egg.
Yeah, the story after this.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
We're a team you can trust, and we're local. We see our members out in the public all the time. Want to be able to look them in the eye and know that we did right by them.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
When is Westby Creamery cottage cheese more than cottage cheese? When you turn it into a rich, creamy, high-protein frozen treat or irresistible high-protein donut hole bites. When is Westby Creamery French onion dip for more than potato chips? When it becomes not grandma's potato salad or flaky, savory French onion puff pastry rolls. There are so many fresh ideas waiting for your next get-together or those days you just need something quick and easy. For more recipes and inspiration, visit westbycreamery.com and click on the Recipes tab.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. Rust-Oleum Stops Rust Custom Spray 5-in-1 Spray Paint lets you choose from 5 spray patterns to give every project a professional rust and corrosion-resistant finish. These bonus-size cans are a value of $5.78 after rebate. Rust-Oleum's low-odor spray paint eliminates harsh spray fumes without compromising color or durability. It's ideal for both interior and exterior projects. Right now at a value of $6.49 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people, and being the team you can trust means being here for you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
A famous chocolate maker is going big for Easter.
Unveiling a 120-pound Mega Mini egg at Cadbury World in the UK. It stands 3 feet tall and is the largest of its kind. Chocolatiers spent 2 days building the giant treat.
We melt them back down into our have-a-go zone. So the have-a-go zone is where the guests get to play with chocolate, whether that's doodling, whether that's tempering. And we use that chocolate over and over again. So none of that chocolate will go to waste.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's really good to know. It's filled with milk chocolate and has a crunchy outer shell, just like the mini version.
Okay.
So one, I didn't know there was a Cadbury world.
Nope,
that's
learning
pretty
something new
cool.
today.
And who's going to eat that? How many people is it going to take to eat that whole thing?
If you need a couple of volunteers, I think we're there.
We'll be there. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Get ready for the Spring Gift and Craft Show at the Onalaska Omni Center. Shop more than 100 of the best gift and craft vendors in the area. Entry is free, but we are accepting non-perishable food donations. Don't miss the Spring Gift and Craft Show.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment. Pivot in the summer, called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up!
Called GNT. For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination, of not backing down when things are tough, of being there to help a friend, because it is only when we work together that we achieve true greatness.
With a 100% U.S.-based workforce and a 100% U.S.-built fiber broadband network, Spectrum is America's connectivity company.
Together, we're stronger.
Western works side by side with local employers to provide career-ready skills.
Together, we make a difference.
Western's 90-plus programs go hand in hand with today's job market.
Together, we're vital for our communities.
Our region's exceptional industries rely on Western grads. We're all in this together.
Together,
we are Western.
What home improvement delivers the highest return on investment? A new garage door. And the perfect door is a genuine overhead door, made to last right here in the USA for over 100 years. Overhead Door has been the leader in exceptional design and quality materials installed by trained, experienced professionals. Find your perfect door. Visit our showroom or go online to choose from an endless array of styles, colors, and accents. From our family to yours. Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Get ready for the Spring Gift and Craft Show at the Onalaska Omni Center. Shop more than 100 of the best gift and craft vendors in the area. Entry is free, but we are accepting non-perishable food donations. Don't miss the Spring Gift and Craft Show.
All right, tonight, quite mild night for some areas into the 50s, but notice colder to the north because that front now they're on the backside of it, so it's going to be colder as we go through tomorrow. Definitely going to be still fairly seasonable for this time of year, but not like we had today.
No upper 70s.
All right, that does it for us at 5.
See you at 6.